Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So in today's video, we're going to look at Everton from the English Premier League. I am doing a series, and I think I put a playlist together as well so you can check them all out. I look at the history and the current squads of quite a few clubs. I'm trying to get through all of the Premier League teams for the next season as well. I've already done quite a few: Spurs, Arsenal, both Manchester clubs, and a couple of others. So check those videos out if you're interested as well. But not yet, watch this one first. Okay, we're going to take a look at Everton in today's video. Oh, we've also done Liverpool, of course. But I've done lots of clubs as well, including clubs from Sweden, Netherlands, Germany, etc. Okay, Everton Football Club is an English professional association football club based in Liverpool that competes in the Premier League, the top tier of English football. The club was a founder member of the Football League in 1888 and has, of May 2023, competed in the top division, only just, for a record 120 seasons, having missed only 4 top flight seasons. Everton is the club with the second longest continuous presence in the English top flight football and ranks third in the all-time points rankings. The club has won 9 league titles, 5 FA Cups, 1 European Cup Winners' Cup and 9 Charity Shields. Bit of trivia: second longest continuous presence. I think I know who the first is. Do you? Put it in the comments. I think I'm going to stick my neck out and say it's Arsenal, but I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. Okay, formed in 1878, Everton won their first league championship during the 1890-91 season, after winning 4 more league championships and 2 FA Cups. The club experienced a post-Second World War lull until a revival in the 1960s. A period of sustained success came in the mid-80s, when Everton won a further 2 league championships, 1 FA Cup, and the 1985 European Cup Winners' Cup. I think that's the old Europa League. The club's most recent major trophy was the 95 FA Cup. The club supporters are colloquially known as Evertonians or Blues. Everton's main rivals are Liverpool, whose home stadium at Anfield is just under 1 mile away from Everton's home at Goodison Park. The 2 clubs contest the Merseyside derby. Everton have been based at Goodison Park since 1892, having moved there from their original home at Anfield, following a disagreement over its rent. The club's home colours are royal blue shirts with white socks and shorts. That's the very famous emblem. Everton, 1878, nil satis nisi optimum. If you can translate the Latin for me, then drop me a comment as well. I did know it at one point, but I can't remember it. And despite having a degree in Spanish and Portuguese, I can't translate that particular sentence. Something like, nothing's enough, only the best, or something like, it's not satisfactory unless it's the best, I think. Everton Football Club, the Blues, the Toffees, the People's Club, the School of Science, never get that one. 145 years ago. Goodison Park, 39,572. Of course, there's a new stadium coming as well. Owner Farhad Moshiri. Bill Kenwright is the chairman. Sean Dyche is current manager. Bit of a legend, I like him. Premier League, last year 17th of 20, so just stayed up. Everton was founded as St Domingos FC in 1878, so that members of the congregation of St Domingo Methodist New Connection Chapel in Brickfield Road, North Everton, could play sport year-round. Cricket was played in the summer. The club's first game was a 1-0 victory over Everton Church Club. The club was renamed Everton in November 1879 after the local area, as people outside the congregation wished to participate. The club was a founding member of the Football League in 1888-89 and won its first league championship in the 1890-91 season. Everton won the FA Cup for the first time in 1906 and the league championship again in 1914-15. The outbreak of the First World War in 14 interrupted the football programme, while Everton were reigning champions, which was something that would again occur in 1939. It was not until 1927 that Everton's first sustained period of success began. In 25, the club signed Dixie Dean from Tranmere Rovers. In 27-28, Dean set the record for top-flight league goals in a single season, with 60 goals in 39 league games, which is a record that still stands. He helped Everton win its third league championship that season. However, Everton was relegated to the second division 2 years later, during internal turmoil at the club. The club quickly rebounded and was promoted at the first attempt, while scoring a record number of goals in the second division. On return to the top flight in 31-32, Everton wasted no time in reaffirming its status and won a fourth league championship at the first opportunity. Everton also won its second FA Cup in 1933 with a 3-0 win against Manchester City in the final. The era ended in 38-39 with a fifth league championship. The outbreak of the Second World War again saw the suspension of league football, and when official competition resumed in 46, Everton had been split up and paled in comparison to the pre-war team. Everton was relegated for the second time in 50-51 and did not earn promotion until 53-54, when it finished as runners-up in its third season in the second division. The club has been a top-flight presence ever since. Okay, we'll read this bit. Everton's second successful era started when Harry Catterick was made manager in 61. In 62-63, a second season in charge, Everton won the league championship. In 1966, the club won the FA Cup with a 3-2 victory over Sheffield Wednesday. Everton again reached the final in 68, but this time was unable to overcome West Brom at Wembley. 2 seasons later, in 69-70, Everton won the league championship, finishing 9 points clear of nearest rivals Leeds United. During this period, Everton was the first English club to achieve 5 consecutive years in European competitions, covering the seasons from 61 to 67. However, the success did not last. They finished 14th, 15th, 17th and 7th in the following seasons. Harry Catterick retired, and under manager Billy Bingham, they finished 4th the following season. Under Gordon Lee, Lee was sacked in 1981. Howard Kendall took over as manager and guided Everton to its most successful era. Domestically, Everton won the FA Cup in 84 and 2 league championships in 84-85 and 86-87. In Europe, the club won its first and so far only European trophy by securing the European Cup Winners' Cup in 85. The European Cup came after first beating University College Dublin, Inter Bratislava and Fortuna Sittard. Then Everton defeated German giants Bayern Munich 3-1 in the semi-finals, despite trailing at half-time in a match voted the greatest in Goodison Park history, and recorded the same scoreline over Austrian club Rapid Vienna in the final, having won both the League and Cup Winners' Cup in 85. Everton came very close to winning a treble, but lost to Man United in the FA Cup final. The following season, 85-86, Everton was the runner-up to Liverpool in both the league and the FA Cup, but did recapture the league championship in 86-87. After the Heysel Stadium disaster and the subsequent ban of all English clubs from continental football, Everton lost the chance to compete for more European trophies. A large proportion of the title-winning side was broken up following the ban. Kendall himself moved to Athletic Bilbao, one of my favourite clubs, after the 87 title triumph and was succeeded by Colin Harvey. Harvey took Everton to the 89 FA Cup final but lost 3-2 after extra time to Liverpool. Just looking at the Cup Winners' Cup side, Neville, Southall, absolute legend, and two other Welshmen, Ratcliffe and Van der Hau. Sharp Gray up front, Sheedy, Reid, Bracewell, Stevens and Mountfield. Okay, let's skip a bit. Okay, so lots of different managers in this period. Martinez, Ronald Koeman, Sam Allardyce, Marco Silva. Then we've got Duncan Ferguson and then Carlo Ancelotti. Ancelotti left the club in June 21 to rejoin former club Real Madrid as manager, having led the club to a 10th place finish in his only full season at the club. Former Liverpool manager Rafa Benitez was appointed as his replacement, subsequently becoming only the second person to manage both Liverpool and Everton. He was dismissed in January 2022 following 9 losses in his last 13 games in charge at the club, and was replaced by former Chelsea boss Frank Lampard. Lampard was later also dismissed in January 23 after extremely poor performances. Everton narrowly escaped relegation with a 1-0 win over Bournemouth in their last game of the 2022-2023 Premier League. Everton's most widely recognised nickname is the Toffees or the Toffeemen, which came about after Everton had moved to Goodison. There are several explanations for how this name came to be adopted, with the best known being that there was a businessman in Everton village, between Everton Brow and Browside, named Mother Noblet's, which was a toffee shop that sold sweets, including the Everton Mint. It was also located opposite the lockup on which Everton's club crest is based. The Toffee Lady tradition, in which a girl walks around the perimeter of the pitch before the start of a game, tossing free Everton mints into the crowd, symbolises the connection. Another possible reason is that there was a house named Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House in nearby village street Everton, run by Ma Bushell. The Toffee House was located near the Queen's Head Hotel, in which early club meetings took place. Everton Stadium. There have been indications since 1996 that Everton will move to a new stadium. The original plan was for a new 60,000-seater stadium, but in 2000 a proposal was submitted to build a 55,000-seat stadium as part of the King's Dock regeneration. This proposal was unsuccessful as Everton failed to generate the 30 million needed for a half stake in the stadium project, and the City Council rejected the proposal in 2003. Late in 2004, driven by the Liverpool Council and North West Development Corporation, the club entered talks with Liverpool about sharing a proposed stadium on Stanley Park. However, negotiations broke down as Everton failed to raise 50% of the costs. On the 11th of January 2005, Liverpool announced the ground sharing was not a possibility and proceeded to plan its own Stanley Park Stadium, following unanimous approval by Liverpool City Council. to grant planning permission in July 2021. Work by contractors Lang O'Rourke began on the new stadium on the 10th of August 2021. The first phase involved infilling the dock with 50,000 cubic metres of sea-dredged sand. And so 2,500 vertical concrete panels have been inserted. Its capacity will be 52,888. It is due to open for the start of the 2024-25 season, replacing Goodison Park at an estimated cost of $760 million. Everton has a large fan base, with the 8th highest average attendance in the Premier League in the 2008-2009 season. The majority of Everton's matchday support comes from the northwest of England, primarily Merseyside, Cheshire, West Lancashire and parts of Western Greater Manchester, along with many fans who travel from North Wales, Ireland and Scotland. Within the city of Liverpool, support for Everton and city rivals Liverpool is not determined by geographical basis, with supporters mixed across the city. Everton also has many supporters clubs worldwide, such as North America, Singapore, Indonesia, Lebanon, Malaysia, Thailand, India and Australia. Paul McCartney of the Beatles is an Everton supporter. Everton's biggest rivalry is with neighbours Liverpool, against whom the club contests the Merseyside derby. The rivalry stems from an internal dispute between Everton officials and the owners of Anfield, which was then Everton's home ground. The dispute resulted in Everton moving to Goodison Park and the subsequent formation of Liverpool FC in 1892. Following these events, a fierce rivalry has existed between Everton and Liverpool, albeit one that is generally perceived as more respectful than many other derbies in English football. The derby is usually a sell-out fixture and has been known as the friendly derby, because both sets of fans can often be seen side by side dressed in red and blue in both Anfield and Goodison Park. Recently on the field, matches have tended to be extremely stormy affairs. The derby has had more red cards than any other fixture in the Premier League history. Yeah, my dad always used to say that on the pitch they were the most fierce, but off it they were friends. So that's quite a nice rivalry. Okay, and then the current squad. So we've got Jordan Pickford, James Tarkowski, Nathan Patterson, Mason Holgate, Michael Keane, Dwight McNeil, Amadou Onana, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Demarai Gray, Abdoulaye Doucouré, Alex Iwobi, new signing Ashley Young, Vitaly Mikolenko, Neil Maupay, Ben Godfrey, Seamus Coleman, Idrissa Gueye, Andy Lonergan, James Garner, João Virginia, Jared Braithwaite, Andre Gomes, Dele Alli, Jean-Philippe Gbamin, and Thomas Cannon. I got the flags. I was going to say it as a French Thomas. No, they tried to trick me. Okay, and to finish off, just looking at the greatest ever team with Neville then. Has it got the list of achievements? There we go. So as we said, First Division or Premier League, champions on 9 occasions, runners-up 7 times. Second Division, champions once, runners-up once. FA Cup winners 5 times and runners-up 8 times. And then Charity Shield 9 times, they've won that. Football League Cup, runners-up twice. And that European Cup, Winners' Cup. And that was a double year as well. Okay, awesome. I'm so happy to have done another Premier League team. Keep the recommendations coming. I will eventually get through all of them, but I'm trying to do a lot this summer. I also plan to do some videos on transfers, and I promise I will do a Premier League preview ahead of the season starting next month, so stay tuned for that. Click that subscribe button, like, and drop me a comment. Which club shall I do next? You could even say a non-Premier League club. I'll try and get through as many as I can. I love your recommendations. Okay, take care everyone. Relax, sleep well, whatever you're doing, and see you soon.